Okay, so I wanted to chime in on this Watch Dogs fiasco. I've been watching this thing unfold over the last couple of days, and they're pretty much doing, and by they I mean Ubisoft Montreal. They're doing pretty much what you'd expect them to do. It's like they can't come out and tell us the obvious thing. They can't come out and say, "Yeah, we downgraded the graphics." No matter what they say, they've already gone on record multiple times saying that, because people noticed that the graphics were going down beforehand. They've already been on record saying several times that the graphics haven't been changed, that there's no need to change them, there's nothing to worry about. So for them to say, yeah, we downgraded the graphics, but you're getting the same gameplay that we've been talking about, or anything like that, it won't matter. It's like it's gonna impact their sales negatively. It'd be like confirmation that would be all over the web. IGN, GameSpot, all these different freaking websites would take that soundbite and run with it. So what they're doing is just, it's disappointing to see, but I understand why they're doing it. They had that Twitch TV question and answer, which really was a joke, to be honest. Okay, there's some new clothing options for Aiden. Uh, and I honestly don't remember what else. I don't remember what else they talked about. Aside from them saying that the graphics, that there was nothing to worry about, which we all know is not true. You know. And one thing I don't like is that a lot of people are taking people's complaints about this as them wanting graphics over gameplay. Obviously, you want a game that plays well. That's the most important thing. But the problem here is that the graphics were a really big part of the initial presentation. At that time, we didn't really know the specs for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Everybody's speculating, everybody's hoping that these new systems will be a true leap. You had Sony saying that they learned from their mistakes with the PlayStation 3, and that this next system would be easier to develop for, and everybody's getting hyped over that. And then you see the Watch Dogs footage in 2012, which looked really impressive. If you have a high-end PC, you've probably seen games that have reached that level before. But for a lot of console people, they haven't seen too many things like that. So you see something that impressive, and then after that presentation, you have them saying this is running on a PC with specs comparable to the PS4. People are going to run with that. I'm like, hey, man, all right, this is the type of game I want to play at launch. If the whole game looks this good, I can run with this for months. And there was really not much coming out at launch. There's really still not much out there, man. Xbox One has a little more, and they've got Titanfall coming out. Sony's got Infamous Second Son, and I'm getting that, but that's a single-player game. Titanfall, what I'm hearing from people who like first-person shooters, who are really into them, is that it's great. Like, they're having a great time with it. So you're gonna get a lot of replay value out of that. And Xbox has also got their Twitch TV app, and their Twitch is running better than Sony's Twitch. You can archive your streams. That's it. And you have a bunch of other little options that Sony's doesn't have right now. The PlayStation 4 doesn't have right now. You've been able to stream on the PlayStation 4 for longer. And to be fair, Sony can easily patch that if they want to. They'll probably patch it to improve the quality if enough people complain about it. They'll definitely improve the functionality of it. But the important thing was to get everything up and running, and that's what they've got now. Yeah, so where was I? Okay, yeah, there weren't really too many games. And Watch Dogs was like a game that was on everyone's list because of that presentation. So now, when you you come up with a release date, and you show something that it doesn't have, like, that initial footage, and even a couple of videos after, the videos that released after, like, you could see the game going down in quality a little bit, but, it wasn't to the point where it was like now, where people are like, whoa, this city looks kind of flat. Like, that earlier footage, You know, the city had life, man. You had a lot of people roaming the streets. You had wind blowing smoke through the air. You know, cans on the streets, freaking leaves in the air. Like the city, it was alive. It had the game had that level of detail that myself personally, that's what I was hoping this next generation would usher in. You know, more detail, more just more realism. Like the graphics are already very impressive, and they're gonna get better. But the real important thing is to have that added realism with it, and that early Watchdog footage seemed to have that, man. And the thing is, it's because it's a vertical slice. They went over it so many times, and they've done this with other games too. Like Far Cry 3 had the same problem. Even with Assassin's Creed, they did the same thing. It's like you see this initial trailer, right? Initial footage, you get hyped over it, and if you don't know that that's a vertical slice, you know, you don't know that it's something that is really just presentation, smoke and mirrors. You run with that image. You go and you pre-order the game, you hype it up to your friends, you know, without that little disclaimer that should be on these things. You know, if they're gonna keep doing this, they need to let the public know, man. It's like it's the same thing like when you're watching an infomercial, and it's like it's this product that does all these great things, and then you see some little fine print at the bottom. Gamers are smarter than that, man. And the funny thing is that this game, like, it's based around hacking, and hackers, they're smart people. Like Anonymous taking on Scientology, or taking down these credit card websites, just to let people know that, you know, your information is not secure as they're telling you. You know, I'm not condoning hacking. Like I don't do it, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that hackers aren't smart. They are smart, and you know, it's just kind of funny that a game about hacking is the game that's gonna wake people up, or that is waking people up. You go around online, a lot of people are upset, and you have people who have been paying attention telling them, hey man, companies have been doing this for a while. And I think it's a good thing overall. Like, this game is still going to be good, don't get me wrong. I've had it reserved for a while. I still want to play it, don't get me wrong, but I need to see more. And they need to reassure me that, because they're talking about wind being in the city. The wind is in the city, like the life I was talking about before, you know, but from what I'm seeing, it looks kind of flat. The city looks flat, and that's kind of worrisome. I got to see more of this game. You know, I got to see more before I go buy day one. Now, it's not, you know, it's got the same gameplay systems and everything, but it's like they did us dirty, man. They did us dirty. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.